This is different. Chuck Lorre reveals how Stuart's The Big Bang Theory spin-off stands apart from everything that came before. For nearly 2 decades, Chuck Lorre has built a sitcom empire on a very particular recipe: eccentric characters, sharp one-liners, and emotional beats that arrive just when an audience least expects them. From The Big Bang Theory to Young Sheldon and Mom, Lorre's shows have become synonymous with reliable comfort TV: warm, funny, familiar. But his newly revealed plans for a Stuart-centric Big Bang Theory spin-off promise something else entirely. According to Lorre, this is different. And coming from the architect of television's most watched sitcoms, that phrase carries real weight. In many ways, a Stuart spin-off is the unlikeliest next chapter in the Big Bang Theory universe. Stuart Bloom, the soft-spoken, perpetually struggling owner of the Comic Center of Pasadena, was never meant to be a major character. Yet over 12 seasons, Kevin Sussman's understated performance turned him into one of the show's most unexpectedly layered figures. A man steeped in loneliness, yet capable of warmth. Socially awkward, yet frequently the voice of reason among genius-level chaos. Unlucky in love, yet quietly enduring. The new spin-off gives Stuart what he never quite had on the flagship series, center stage, and Lorre's early comments hint that fans should brace for something that feels both familiar and entirely new. A character defined by loss. Ready for a series defined by change, Lorre has long acknowledged that Stuart's defining trait on The Big Bang Theory was misfortune. His store was failing. His apartment was tiny. His dates were disasters. Even when he found community with Howard's mother or a brief sense of belonging with the group, it was usually played for laughs. But the spin-off, Lorre hints, drops the punchline and pity formula. Instead, Stuart enters the next phase of his life with a chance to rebuild from the ground up, professionally, socially, and emotionally. This isn't the Stuart who ran out of money or crashed on Howard and Bernadette's couch. This is a man who lost nearly everything once and refuses to lose again. The tone is less laugh at his failings and more root for his growth. According to Lorre, that shift changes the entire shape of the show. The Big Bang Theory was a workplace hangout comedy. Young Sheldon was a coming-of-age dramedy. Stuart's new series? Lorre describes it as a grounded, character-forward reinvention, a sitcom that uses humor as a lens rather than a shield. Why Stuart was the perfect character to evolve the franchise. Not every Big Bang Theory character could lead a spin-off. Some arcs are complete Sheldon. Some lives are too stable Howard and Bernadette. Others, like Penny and Leonard, work best as part of an ensemble. Stuart, however, is a blank canvas. He ends Big Bang in a better place than he began, but still far from finished. His journey is the only one with genuine, open-ended potential. He has a long history of struggle that audiences already empathize with, an undefined future that gives writers creative room, a world the comic shop culture that remains rich for storytelling, a blend of comedy and melancholy that can carry deeper themes. It's precisely because Stuart was underwritten before that he's so ripe for reinvention now. And Lorre seems eager to do just that. A shift in format. Single-cam intimacy over multi-cam punchlines. One of Lorre's boldest creative shifts is structural. While The Big Bang Theory used the classic multi-camera, live-audience sitcom style, Stuart's spin-off is leaning toward a single-camera approach, more in line with shows like Abbott Elementary or Atlanta than traditional CBS sitcoms. This isn't just a stylistic flourish. It's a philosophical repositioning. Stuart's story thrives on quiet moments, the nervous fidgeting, the hopeful glances, the awkward silences. Single-camera comedy embraces those subtleties. It makes room for humor that isn't always punchline-driven. It also allows Lorre to explore smaller character beats, cinematic framing of the comic shop world, a more serialized narrative, unexpected tonal swings. Simply put, the format lets Stuart breathe. And for a character who has spent years gasping for air, financially, romantically, creatively, that breath is everything. The comic shop gets reimagined. The Comic Center of Pasadena was once an extension of the Big Bang Ensemble, a place for the guys to argue over collectibles and pop culture canon. But in the spin-off, it becomes something radically different. Lorre sees the shop as a community hub, not a novelty backdrop. It's where Stuart rediscovers the thrill of creation instead of mere curation. Early story details suggest the shop is newly relocated after the original's long decline, financially fragile, built with the help of new employees, not the old gang, a centerpiece for emotionally driven arcs. The show treats the comic shop the way Cheers treated its bar or parks and Rec treated the parks department. a space full of people who become the heart of the narrative. And for the first time, Stuart isn't the comic relief on the sidelines, he's the leader navigating the chaos. A new ensemble, not Big Bang 2.0. Lorre has been adamant about one thing: the spin-off will not function as a nostalgia tourist attraction. Occasional cameos may appear. Sussman himself has joked about wanting to see Howard try to help with renovations, but the new show's cast is built to stand on its own. Expect a mix of young aspiring artists, nerd culture enthusiasts, people who feel lost in life the way Stuart once did. This creates a thematic through-line: the comic shop as a safe haven for outsiders searching for purpose. It also repositions Stuart as someone who learns to guide others, not just survive his own setbacks. As Lorre put it, this isn't about recreating the old dynamic. This is about growing past it. Comedy rooted in compassion, not cruelty. One reason the Stuart spinoff feels so different is its approach to empathy. Stuart was the butt of many jokes in The Big Bang Theory, often treated like the group's dad friend, whose misfortune existed solely for humor. But Lorre recognizes that in 2025, audiences crave comedies that punch up, not at vulnerable characters. This new show's humor revolves not around mocking Stuart's hardships, but exploring how he navigates them with resilience, awkward charm, and unexpected insight. Imagine a version of The Big Bang Theory where the laughs come from connection, not humiliation. That's the tonal evolution Lorre is aiming for. A more adult, more reflective Big Bang spinoff. Because Stuart is an adult with real-world problems, rent, loneliness, creative burnout, financial pressure, the spin-off can address themes Big Bang never touched deeply. Expect the show to explore economic instability in creative fields, mental health and self-esteem, the challenge of forming community as an adult, finding meaning after years of feeling stuck, Gen X versus Gen Z culture clashes within fandom spaces, and while it still embraces humor, it's closer to young Sheldon's dramatic arc or BoJack Horseman's emotional honesty than the laugh-track comfort of the original series. This is the Big Bang universe evolving, just as its fans have. Kevin Sussman finally gets the spotlight he deserves. Lorre has admitted that Sussman was a huge factor in choosing Stuart as the center of the spinoff. Sussman's subtle acting style, dry, expressive, unexpectedly soulful, is tailor-made for a more grounded comedic tone. For years, he made the smallest lines land with the biggest emotional impact. Now he gets the chance to carry a series built around those strengths. Lorre describes working with Sussman on this new project as unlocking a character we've only scratched the surface of, which is precisely why this spinoff is different. Why fans should expect something fresh, not a retread. Stuart's spinoff isn't surprising because it extends the Big Bang Theory world. It's surprising because it transforms it. This isn't a show built on nostalgia, but on reinvention. It isn't about repeating old rhythms, but exploring new ones. It isn't about retelling the same kinds of jokes, but finding humor in vulnerability, community, and reinvention.